Test, test, test. Alrighty, guys. Good evening. There we go. Got it working. My microphone's having problems again. Fun and exciting. Hope you guys are a wonderful evening, guys. On late, as per usual. Doing the diddly-doos here, guys. Gonna do some Warcraft here. Good. Hope you guys are having a great evening. Good. Did some World of Warcraft last night, guys, as per usual. Did some mythics, did some keys. We didn't get, actually I think I got one piece of gear. I think I got hands, yeah I got hands, which boosted my eye level by like 1. Actually I think I upgraded gear. I didn't even get hands, I think I got hands the day before. Boosted my eye level by 1. Good stuff, guys. Fan-fucking-tastic. Well, we're gonna see where things go here tonight, guys. Yes. Do some more mythics, hopefully get through some stuff. It definitely seems like we are currently at... What the fuck? We are currently at some sort of standstill as far as gearing goes. Like, we need to actually... Like, we have a chicken and egg solution or problem right now in, mythics, which is... We don't have the gearing to do the mythics, and we can't do the mythics because we don't have the gearing. Don't have the gearing to do the mythics, and we can't do the mythics because we don't have the gearing. Yeah. Unfortunately, this expansion pack, after they boosted the level requirement, you need some... Like, I need to find gear, and there's really no upgrade options left. Delves stop at 606 unless you do the vault, which means the only way for me to upgrade my gear is through a slow trickle of war crests. That's it. That's like the only way I can upgrade my gear is war crests. Yeah, because pretty much everything I have is at 606, 609, and it's pretty sure we can't do higher than level Delve 7s, assuming we're pugging and not getting carried and not doing things with our guild, which would be easy mode because we don't have a guild. Pugging wise, it seems as though basically gearing just kind of stagnates right around 606. And that's what you get from Delves, as well as like basically we're getting 603s right now from diff 6s, I think, diff 5 or diff 6s. We're getting basically 603 gear. So we can't actually get past like this threshold of 600 gear. Obviously we can with satchels. Unfortunately, keys aren't on dungeon system. So even if we do it, like, the upgrades aren't there. It's actually really fucking weird. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Normally, gearing is more than enough to kind of ratchet you up in level. And this expansion pack does not feel like that's the case. Obviously, if you do things with your guild and they can do things perfectly, you have no problems. But if you go in with pugging, you have issues, and you have to be able to carry basically your group, or multiple people in the group have to be able to pick up dead weight of 1 to 2 players. Pretty much every single key we did yesterday, it was like during a boss fight, there's either 1 to 2 DPS dead, depending on which one it was. Almost every single boss fight had a dead DPS in it. And you need to make up for it. You need to be able to basically, the battles last longer. They can get, like, mists we were in. We ended up going over because their DPS kept dying, and the bosses had some sort of, like, kind of soft enrage mechanic in which, miss. In which they basically, the fight lasts longer, and as such, basically put more strain on everyone in the group because the DPS was dead. And even if they aren't dead, they have to be able to actually do DPS in the first place, right? But just getting past mechanics is a big deal. Yeah, it was pretty straightforward. Like the slug boss, they regenerate their shell, and if you can't break their shell, they regenerate longer. Yeah. You need to have DPS that are able to do it. We still did the fights, we still beat it. It just took longer, a lot longer. In the first boss, we had issues with the tree and the boss, where people were DPSing the wrong boss. Normally you can like outgear the stuff and eventually it doesn't matter, right? But it seems as though we're really just stagnating at 606 right now. 603 to 606s. Basically this entire time, guys, we're just sitting here waiting for gear that isn't going to drop. Like the two pieces of gear that I still have to upgrade is my neck and my ring, which are worth nothing in terms of like eye level. That's like almost nothing right now. So it's kind of pointless to actually just even attempt to, like, you know, even if I upgrade these, it's not going to matter much. It'll raise my eye level, but it's not going to do much in terms of my actual, like, weighted gearing, like the stuff that actually matters, because these don't have much for stats in them. There's, like, no stats here. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, just everything we have is just basically stagnates at 606, because the gear I get from delves, or excuse me, from keys is around 603 to 606. The gear I get from delves is 606. Putting aside one piece of 610 gear we might be able to get, and then the vault, I can't gear up. So what am I supposed to do? And we can't ratchet up the difficulty higher because we're already strained as far as things go. If I have a bad healer, it makes things really painful. And even without that, it doesn't even matter. So, like, you know, even if we do, like, we still have problems with DPS, and even then, like, it is completely a gearing issue. Where you have eye level 610 and, you know, higher, you can get from higher level keys, for instance, but it really doesn't even fucking matter. So, absolutely kind of pointless. I don't know, we might have called the expansion pack here, guys. Like, we're going to do it, obviously, I'm going to do a couple more here. But unlike the last expansion pack DF at the beginning, I just basically did keys till I got bored. We ended up on, like, key 18, which I think is, like, the equivalent of key 10 now. Key 12. We can't even do that because I can't get gear to do it in the first place. So, what exactly are we doing here? Like, it doesn't... I don't even know. Good evening, Lisa. I don't even know what we're supposed to do here. What is the solution we're supposed to do? Like I said, I think we're just going to end up calling things here. I don't think there is a slow, like, I will get gear over time. Not tonight, by the way. I'll get gear over time from doing, from the vault and from the weekly. Maybe you get one from a delve. And get a 610 from a delve. But in terms of upgrading my gear, I can't. It's literally just, we've reached a point where the mythics are too difficult for the gear that we have, and we can't get higher gear to do higher difficulty mythics, so... What is left over? And I can't really change, like... So, the way we gear right now is... I could get some small, tiny upgrades from delves this week. Like, I could get 4 pieces of 606, right? And maybe I'll get a ring, but the rings don't matter. And how many pieces of gear do we have at 603s? Like, so we can get a 3 eye level upgrade, a 6 eye level upgrade, 3. This is, can't get a higher eye level upgrade. Nothing. I mean, this is just a neck. 3 eye level. That's a ring. Once again, doesn't really even matter. 3 eye level. So, and then maybe we can get a 610 drop. So what's the gearing options here? I can maybe get a map. The only map I've ever gotten from a delve was on last week. Other than that, every week we did prior to that, we never got a map. So, yeah. Hey, Toby. What is the option here, guys, for gearing? I don't think there is one. I think this is basically where puggers end, and then this is where you go start an alt. And then, like, best case scenario is putting aside, like, a really slow grind, which is Warcraft. Like, I can most definitely upgrade my gear still.
Honored to meet you.
I can most definitely upgrade my gear, right? Like, 603 I can take to, what? 619. I mean, that's very good, right? But the thing is, it's going to take me 5 million Ruined Harbinger crests. So that is a lot. That is an absolute boatload of keys to continue to do just to get one piece of gear up to like 619. I think each mythic can drop 10-ish, so you're talking 6 mythics per piece of gear. Like, that's a really, maybe that's the intended grind, is just really, really, really slowly ratchet up your gear with ruined crests. That is literally going to take fucking forever. Like, there's no point. And then if we get hero, we can't even upgrade hero level gear. Where is it? Because we then need these guys, which we can't even get. These guys are from Diff 9 higher. Diff 8 and higher. Ruined Harbinger Crest, Gilded Harbinger Crest. So we can't even get these guys. And this is at 619 already. This we got off of the... out of the vault. So we can't even upgrade these because we can't even do the... we can't even do the keys to get them in the first place. To get the crests in the first place. So the only thing, the gearing strat here is just to ratchet up your champion gear. Oh no, you can't. These require rune too, so where do we even stop? Oh no, rune's fine. What is it, gilded? Fine. Gilded we can't get. Yeah, see so my guess is the gearing here is this might even be intentional. The gearing here is actually to force people to just keep doing keys to get tiny little upgrades through rune crests instead of through drops. Which I guess is a thing you can do. Unfortunately, every expansion pack is kind of the same way, where you kind of figure out the gimmick. And this one's especially bad. Where in order for us to eclipse basically like 606 gear, we either need to get one piece of gear from the vault per week. Maybe an adventure journal item will pop up. And then ratcheting it up with ruined crests, or crests in general. That's it. The vault is highly rigged too, so it's unlikely we're going to get a drop from it. So the end result is literally to do this. Which this is going to take a substantial amount of time to do. So I think if we're putting this all in the context, the upgrade path here is actually just to keep grinding keys at the level that I can actually achieve them. DPS, by the way, are a little bit different. DPS can slip into groups with tanks and healers that are geared out the wazoo and get carried. So DPS actually have a solution, even though their queues take forever, so maybe that's intentionally a solution. Whereas I can't actually try to get carried. A healer can't carry me if I don't have the stats. It doesn't work. Like, they can only do so much. And vice versa, I can only do so much against a healer that has shit gear, which we've had healers with shit gear before. So I think the end game here, guys, is they legit want you just to ratchet up your gear with ruined crests. Or crests in general. And like I said, that's going to take literally fucking forever. So, we may have actually found the end point here for me, this expansion pack, which is... like, we were talking about this last night. And it pretty much makes sense if you're actually, putting things into context. There's literally no way to actually... like, we did a diff 7 yesterday, and I literally got one shot by the boss. And obviously I can use some mitigation, but I can only use mitigation so often. I only have, like, my abilities only come up so often, right? And it reaches a point where you need gearing to actually, keep doing higher difficulty dungeons, and I can't get the gear, so it doesn't matter. Obviously we can do, like, maybe I can spend an inordinate amount of money and then craft something, which is possible. Actually, no, I take that back. Even if so, like, I took time to actually figure out the crafting system today, which is extremely convoluted, by the way. But if you go over here and you actually look to buy the crests you actually need the crest we just talked about to get the thing to craft the really expensive item in the first place. So it really doesn't even matter. Like, it's not even a bypass for the, like, crafting used to be a bypass for actually doing content and just spending gold to do it. And it looks like you can't even do that anymore. Where are they? Yeah, these guys. So in order to get the item to craft something, you still have to spend the crests in the first place, right? So this isn't really even a bypass. Like, this still requires Gilded Harbinger crests to make the nascent Gilded Harbinger crest to use in the crafted item. Which, by the way, is the whole... You basically have to wowhead shit. Is basically... We're back to having to wowhead garbage in order to actually figure out how to use stuff, which is not where you want to be, but like if we go one-handed, it doesn't really even matter. And like if we want to do this, Gilded Harbinger crest, you have to actually get gilded, get the gilded things, which we can't get because it's diff 9. So all I can do is a Ruined Harbinger, which gives me once again a 619. So it's really no different than what you saw at the... much more expensive, what you saw at the... And you still need the items in the first place, so it's not even really something that you need to do. Like, it doesn't even matter, because you're still gated by the currency that you need to upgrade stuff in the first place. So, like, it doesn't even matter that there's an option of crafting stuff, because I still need the crests, which I need the crests, I have to do the instances, but I can't do the instances because I don't have the gear to do it, putting aside the fact that it's really, 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 really slow. It's a slow process, so I just would have to slowly ratchet up my champion gear through crests. I'd have to level up my champion gear through crests by doing a boatload of keys to then maybe get high enough to actually do higher level dungeons, which is an insanely slow, arduous process. Obviously, I can do some min-maxing on my character, too, to make him more, defense-oriented. But I don't think it's going to matter that much. Like, we're talking, like, you know, like... What, I can turn on Devotion Aura, but Devotion Aura is 3% damage reduction. You know, like, stuff adds up, but there's only so many things you can actually tweak to actually make things different. So, possibly, like, one of the bigger upgrades I could make, which I looked at last night, is this guy. With my shield. Let's see, do we have a comparable piece of gear here? Would it be, like, maybe... Shield usually gives an absolute boatload of armor. It still does. Plus 181 armor per level is basically double that in armor, and then it gives block too. And block happens all the time in paladins. So potentially I could increase my mitigation quite a bit by doing my shield. Maybe. Not quite a bit. I could increase my mitigation by doing my shield. And that's not even, that's putting aside the fact that I want crit and mastery and I can't get, like, there's like almost no choices right now. You don't really, you're just kind of locked into a piece of gear too. Yeah, so I think the upgrade path here is simply just to keep doing keys, but I'd like the amount of keys. So we were talking basically each key would take about 30 minutes ish and some take more than that, especially if you fail the timer and people keep doing it. Each key takes about 30 minutes, and
I will do my duty.
Takes 6 keys in order to do 1 piece of gear, theoretically champion gear, to 619. And that's putting aside Valor Stones, which you run out of Valor Stones faster than you run out of Harbinger Crests, even though they're more easier to come by. Yeah, it uses slightly more. I think you get 100 Valor Stones per dungeon. So you're actually making slightly less Valor Stones than you're making Harbinger Crests. So you're talking maybe 3.5 hours per piece of 619 gear. Ish. No, is this even 619? Yeah, 619 gear. 3.5 hours per 619 gear, assuming everything goes perfectly, assuming no wipes happen, assuming, like, you know, quits, and you actually have perfect dungeons, which also don't happen. So we could probably chalk that up to maybe 4 hours per piece of gear. So you're talking a substantial amount of time to get basically my 606s to 619s, or even above 619s, maybe 610s. And it seems like, by the way, whenever I actually take a piece of gear and like try to like max it out, the game just gives me a piece of gear that's identical to what I just basically spent a boatload of crests on, which I believe is intentional. But yeah, like tonight, for instance, we can still only do diff 6 dungeons, diff 5, diff 6 dungeons, maybe diff 7, which is what we're gonna be doing here in a second. But kind of interesting, worth talking about, guys, here. Hammer the Righteous. How much was Hammer the Righteous? 4.2% of my damage. Absolutely fucking nothing. Which we're going to consider dropping here. We might do another one here. Just want to, out of curiosity. Okay, what do we want to do tonight? One second, guys. I already do some of these? Alright, well, last night we did a missed turn, and we went way over time, though, and pretty much it's apparently considered worse than a diff 3, so. Alright. I'd say 4.2% of my damage came from Hammer of the Righteous. By the way, we did a diff 5 yesterday, but we went overtime.
And now you learn the true lesson of the void.
Hour. Okay, bro. 3% damage reduction, all yours. By the way, this is the first time I've ever had anyone ask me for Devotion Aura. Matter. The stuff that's going to kill us has absolutely nothing to do with 3% damage reduction. So, hold. And whoop, whoop, whoop. Fuck's doing damage to me. Bewildering pollen. Yeah. Apparently I got hit by something I didn't see. That's what kills you, by the way. I just started taking a shitload of damage out of nowhere, guys. Also, we need to mess with my fucking video settings to make it easier to see shit.
Do you see it? A stone to call forth the darkness.
I'll do that again. Wasn't happening last night. I'm not exactly sure what's chunking it. Always a good sign, by the way. Over here. No one has the... You can't do it if no one has it.
Pathetic creatures! Worshipping sticks and leaves! Nature is meant to be controlled, conquered, and the Dross will conquer all!
See it? A stone to call forth the darkness.
You kill 3 till 3 goes and turns, and you kill boss.
You will do my bidding!
That's what hit me? I always dodge those. I don't know. Sometimes the...
Do you see?
Sometimes the special effects are slightly off this expansion pack. I've mentioned that before. Mark him again.
I will break you into splinters!
I got hit by that, but I swear, like I always step out of that. Pretty easy to see. Guess I missed it. I think some people are just trying to DPS the boss down right now. Actually, don't know what the downside is. It's just not just like straight DPSing the boss.
You will do my bidding!
Endure. Do you see? A stone.
Break you into splinters!
Alright. Last time we did this, we just DPS the boss down. I don't know if that's actually the fucking thing you're supposed to do, though. Just now, our DPS is split right now. Than what we want. Alright. Pretty good heals, that one, too.
see a stone to call forth the darkness?
Alright, well, it just goes to show you how much having a different healer really, like, just people knowing fights just makes an absolutely ridiculously huge difference. Like, a ridiculously huge difference. It's not completely outwardly apparent either. So, star and circle.
Hooray! You're almost there.
Stone and sigil show the way. One does not belong. One you must.
Off foliage. This isn't the bad pull. Bad pull is 5 mobs, not the 6 mob, the 5 mob pull.
Do you see it? A stone to call forth the darkness.
You did it. Good guess.
Also DPS on top of things. Blood DK or the DK pulling ridiculously huge numbers. Flower with nothing inside. Okay. In the middle of those fights, people have time to actually... Oh. Not sure how that guy got aggro. Avenger Shield, once you get like an Avenger Shield off, it's actually pretty difficult to lose aggro and shit.
Do you see
If it happens, it usually means something else is
a
going on.
stone to call forth the darkness?
You did it. Good guess.
Died. Lannon. That isn't even the top damage dealer either. It's actually going pretty smooth compared to last night's version of this, so... Yeah, once again, just having people that know. I think he's getting, health back from the pool he was in. Yeah. If flower with nothing inside.
No fooling you.
Yeah. This is the hard pull.
Do you see it? To call forth the darkness.
Okay. Well, we didn't die. Just had to run around like a ninny. Yeah.
We're gonna have so much fun.
I don't have time to pay attention to anything other than patty cake and dodgeball. Every time I do, I just die, so.
Will you play with me?
Fuck you, bitch. And someone tries to freeze tag me and then I get patty caked.
Think fast. No more fun. One of us is not like the
Do you see it? A stone to call forth the darkness.
Think fast. Don't you want to keep playing? A special gift.
No, fuck you, bitch.
Think fast. Aw, are you feeling tired? Hey! Wow! You're really no more fun. Will you play with me?
No.
Pretty please.
DKs.
Think fast. No more fun. Will you play with me? Pretty please. Think fast. Oh, are you feeling tired?
Do you see it?
One of us is
A stone to call
Fuck it.
forth the
Oh, you didn't get stunned.
Hey! Catch!
Oh,
Aw,
I'm gonna
are you
die.
feeling tired? Wow, you're really good at this.
Are they? That's taking a while.
A special gift just for
Oh.
us.
Only thing that matters is fucking patty cake. That's it.
Don't you want to keep playing?
Only thing I pay attention to.
You! I want to play with you!
Do you see it? A
What?
stone to call forth the darkness.
Hey! Catch!
Patty cake has claimed many lives, guys.
Special gift! Hey! Catch!
Oh,
No more fun? You found me! Great job!
faded the fucking freeze dog into me, which is basically something DPS should never fucking be doing. Whew.
A special gift just for us!
We legit had an instance where they always kite fucking the freeze dog into me, but if it freezes me and I don't have a way to counter it,
Let's do it again!
I legit.
Time for play has passed. The winds urge us forward.
Aw, okay. No more risks. Hey! This doesn't look right. It doesn't look right at all.
Inner side withers as the gorm feast. Balance must be restored.
If I'm running around on a mount, there's problems. Yeah. Oh.
A stone to call forth the darkness.
I can usually interrupt everything with Vendor Shield. Sometimes you don't. It almost feels like a Gift of the Verkle should activate at uh, 40% instead of 30. Everything gets so chunky in terms of damage in dungeons, you literally just die. You don't really just get down to like 25% HP unless things just roll right. Might be too much. They start gathering up and then they start buffing each other. We'll see. Wait, go away! Go away! If they're relatively weak on their own, but they start casting stuff and get their casts off, then it starts turning into a shit show. You DPS wipes, no one gives a shit. The tank wipes, and literally the world ends. It actually would have been faster to res him. This. Oh. I'm actually out DPSing... What? The DPS that keeps dying, by the way. See the edges. Scratch my nose, and I almost die. Welcome to tank. Oh. Fuck are you? You're alive. Bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
A stone to call forth the darkness.
How much your boss is worth in terms of trash? Well, that's worth nothing. There's plenty of trash here, so it's not really that big of a deal. It almost seems better just to wait and do trash at the end, assuming you have an easy way to trash, like there's an NPC that takes you back to the beginning, because then you never overkill, unless you know. Can't wait. Probably only need to kill one. We're 99%. There we go.
I told you that you were destined for great things. Rejoice, for you have aided the end of all things.
Oh, GG. GG. There's like no way to guarantee. Like groups are so different, guys, in terms of even if they're geared, are so different in term. I need a neck. I need a neck. Oh, 94. The other guy rolled 40. $5K. Like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way, guys, to figure out if you're going to get a group like this, or if you're going to get a group like we had last night, which wasn't even that bad because no one started flipping out and trying to flip the table and shit, right? Which wasn't even that bad. It just took us literally 40 minutes to do the instance, 38 minutes to do the instance, was overtime. But people knew the fights, and that, like, there's no way of figuring out if people know the fights. They can get carried through it, and it doesn't mean they know the mechanics that actually, like, are killing them, or that they need to do, right? There's, like, no way to actually assert that people know what they're doing. And that's part of the problem. It doesn't matter if you have Raider IO installed and you look at their gear and make sure every slot is geared properly. It doesn't do shit. It doesn't matter at all. What we have here for... Let's look at our Hammer of the Righteous now. 3.4% of my damage. Hammer of the Righteous is 3.4% of my damage, guys. Unless the proc on it's something different. I don't think it is. Heal the Righteous Sodor is my off GC. I think Word of Glory should actually be off GC, guys. I very much believe that. Yeah, so So Hammer of the Righteous, even though you go, wow, this is worth so much, it's not. It's only worth 3.4% of my damage. Plus the AoE is something else. We should actually go check on a mob. Quick here. I know we didn't get saved by 3% of my damage. So, let's see.
Tell me, what drives you?
I don't want to tank, I just want to attack stuff. Hammer of the Righteous, critical. Consecrate's mainly utility too, which is why I don't have any points in it. Yeah, I think Hammer of the Righteous is both the AoE ability, which is a secondary effect. Wave of Light. Yeah, I think the secondary effect is also linked with the primary. So Hammer of the Righteous is only worth 3.4% of my damage. On the boss fight... Oh, we don't even have the boss fight anymore. Shit. Not worth anything. And in order to get the AoE out of it, you actually have to... I did 4.2% last time before I entered. That was 3.4. So, even less-ish. Avenger Shield does work. Divine Guidance does work. Shield of the Righteous does work. Sacred Weapon, tier. And then we got trinkets that are doing work, more work than Hammer of the Righteous is. It's also not very high up on my priority list compared to, let's say, Judgment. Like, we have less uses of Judgment and got more bang out of it. If you look at the count versus, I think, AoE too. Like the number of hits. Double the damage. And I don't, Judgment even, I don't prioritize it. Prioritize Avenger Shield, Consecrate to keep up, Word of Glory. Hammer Wrath if it is up. So that the uptime and damages per dependent on Avenging Wrath going off. That DPS in there, by the way, it did 15% of damage. I did more damage than the DPS did the... Once again, so you can possibly weed out this guy. It could be this guy had bad gear. It could also be that he just wasn't good. I mean, there's no real way of knowing if you have the gear. You can weed for the gear, but even then, that doesn't mean that things are going to work right. It's just a shit show. If you go with guildies, basically, good evening, Melon. If you go with guildies, you know that you're going to have a good group, or they're going to be vetted, right? But there's no vetting process, even with Raider.io, there's no vetting process for keys. Which is why we can't just keep pushing higher levels unless you get to know people and basically make, like, guildies or guildmates for the most part. Makes it much more difficult. I think, once again, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to switch off Hammer of the Righteous to a more... I don't even... Like, Hammer of the Righteous sucks so much. But then Blessed Hammer also sucks. So, well, we'll see what happens. And we're probably going to get rid of Seal of Reprisal, and we can put a point into something else, because it legit doesn't do any damage anymore. It did, I think, when we hit max level. It was doing about 10% of my DPS, now it's doing shit. So, it fell off. Probably means it doesn't have good scaling. which sometimes happens. You'll find out abilities at the beginning of an expansion, like when you first hit the max level, drastically change compared to when you get geared, especially later on. Because gearing and the stat coefficients on the spells will basically change how your character functions, depending basically how geared out you are, eventually how geared out you are. Gave up Seal Crusader for strength. That's still probably, because strength is percent, it's still probably a good, it's still probably a good trade. Oh, 4%, by the way. Devotion was 4%, not 3%, but only when my armament's active. It's so stupid. The subclasses for paladins feel so tacked on. We could pick up spell warding, we could pick up better Ardent Defender, we could pick up improved Holy Shield. Sanctuary would be decent because there's a lot of things that function off Consecrate utility-wise and needs them. Like Word of Glory, Sodor for doing damage. Which potentially actually could be a damage boost. I try to keep Consecrate up all the time, but it's not always evident. Also, considering picking up Unbound Freedom for the 30%. Probably be nice. Another, basically, Divine Steed without having one. And you can cast it on a random target and it decreases your, both your movement speeds. %20 is shit, so. Most of these are proccing effects. There's this. One reason we didn't pick this up is because it sucks. Wow, the next Hammer Righteous, guys, increases damage by 200% of shit means it's still shit. And it has a special, I think it has special prerequisites for it to happen. Yep. Oz. Pick up 3% haste. Which honestly seems kind of just worthless. 3% strength, that'd be worth something. Alright, let's see. So we just did Miss Saturna. Now we got a 5 up. Most definitely can do 6s. We got like insta-gibbed into 7, so I don't know if we want to do that. We gotta do Grim Patrol. Oh. Six. Let's see. Yeah, so I don't know exactly what we're gonna do, guys, as far as gearing goes, because I think we're kind of at you know, besides EPing points right now, we're kind of at basically, this is where gearing slows down a lot. This expansion pack, which is waiting for essentially higher level gear, because we can't get it, because we can't get higher level gear. Got one eye level of the neck. Oh. One second, guys. Yeah, so in order for us to get higher than 606-ish gear, we can't. We legit need to level up our gear through crests, or get lucky with a 610 drop out of a delve. So we're basically fucked right now, because we can't do higher level gear or instances because of the sporadic nature of groups, and we might just explode. So, and then everything's a tank's fault. You can only go up so high in dungeon difficulty. Hey. Alrighty. I know, guys, just give it 1 second here. Fuck are we going? That's miss. Passion. Highlight Highlands, Eastern Kingdom. Guess it has some of the dragon mobs on it. Stone. Fuck is that? There has to be a stone here. That too. They're poison. Like, we can't even, technically, we can't even get higher level gear out of this for the most part. The only thing I'm missing now is my ring. In order for us to get higher level gear, we have to do, like, 8s, I think? 9s, which we can't do. What level am I running for Mythics right now? I believe this is 6. This is 7, I think. It's basically the highest we can go because of my gear. Which is funny because we can't actually get higher level gear from here, so... Yeah. Dude, it's funny, last guy, there's a guy looking for a ring too. A neck, which I got.
Void.
Pretty good. Unfortunately, compared to most expansion packs, there's a lot more GC spam for paladins now, too. So, one of the reasons I don't cast Hammer of the Righteous or now
A stone.
Hammer as much. Pull it, let's see. Let's do a check. Benefit of Blessed Hammer, however, putting aside the damage kind of sucks anyways, is the fact that it makes him do less melee damage. Pretty good. Also, benefit of Blessed Hammer is you don't need to be near your target to actually use it, which means you can pre-use it. Pre-go wild, guys. Mine? Mine? I still remember doing this back in the day, back in my day, in the cat days before they nerfed it, and you legit had to kill a scrag, I think it is, the little fucking, the gnolls. You had to kill a gnoll, and if you didn't kill the gnoll, it would just literally just kill your entire group. And there's so many groups in which people legit just didn't kill it, so... Pretty good.
Do you see it? A stone to call forth.
Keep cutting. Walking backwards. Line. Right. Not to get knocked over the edge. One of these guys is a knockback, and I don't know which one it is. Which I've died to before. And consequently had PTSD. Lots of DPS in here too. I feel like these guys actually have this overgeared.
See it? A stone to call forth the dark.
Oh, my face! Get the fuck away from me! Jeez, bro. Are indeed good.
Do you see it? A stone to call forth the darkness.
Good. It's a pretty solid run so far. Once again, I really wish the built-in add-on just showed you eye levels when you hovered over people and it doesn't. Well, Raider IO basically does that when I want to sell Raider IO. Line of sight the healer. For some reason they decided to CC the guy below me. But
Do you see it? A stone to call forth the darkness.
oh. Play some TikTok. Alright. I just died. Axe we tank, mace we do not. There's a lot of shit there, guys. I'm out of cooldowns. And the other paladin just loaded me. Have a problem here in a second. Like I said, we're like really close to just not being able to do this stuff, even though basically we have the fights down pat. Probably need trash, so. Okay. Punching the healer. Here was juicing after the last fight.
Do you see it? A stone to call forth the darkness.
Look at the hammers go, guys! Look at the hammers go! Whee! Spin to win! You know what I should try doing? I should try macroing my armaments to something I spam a lot, but doesn't, like, isn't really imperative. Judgment, maybe? So if it's up, I'll use it. But if it's not, obviously I'll throw a judgment. I don't know if the healer ran out of mana on that fight. I'm actually kind of curious what happened to the healer, because we definitely, like, when we got loaded by our teammate. Something was going on with the heals, and it could be used out of mana.
A stone to call forth the darkness.
Like, I'm almost instantly dying. You need to figure out how to deal with that. They need to have it at a height to spell effects on the ground, so they go up over the top of the stairs. I believe this is the guys that kick you over the edge, the guys at the mall. Healers seem to almost never run out of mana anymore. Sometimes, depending on the expansion pack, mana efficiency changes. But in this one, it usually seems like they don't run out. I've ran out of mana before healers run out of mana. It might depend on how good they are at casting stuff.
Do you see? Do you see? A stone.
All these guys kicks you. I don't know which it is. Maybe it's the fucking spellcast? Now, sometimes I use Judgment and I don't want. I do want Judgment, specifically, like for ranged pulls. Maybe it's not a good idea. Watch those edges. Maybe that's what knocks you off.
Do you see? A stone to call forth the darkness.
I will burn you from the inside out! I'll incinerate them, minions! Dragon, you will do what I can. Touch me! If they do not kill you, I will do it myself!
No!
Do you see it? A stone to call forth the darkness.
No downside. Sometimes there's downsides to mechanics like that. There's no sides to the blue orbs picking that up.
See it? A stone to call forth the darkness.
Whoop! Not into the lava. Should be fine, yeah. Ooh, we just got double load? Starting to wonder if I was doing something wrong. You just had a buffer or HP. Good, Divine Toll still up. Tink, 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 tink. It sounds like fucking raindrops on a rooftop. I'll pull this shit. Can't tell. There we go. Stop it. Maybe not. For some reason, my camera just got hooked and I couldn't actually do anything. Armaments don't generate any holy power too, so if you actually use them in lieu of a holy power casting ability, there might be cases where you actually need the holy power to do something, and it's going to get me killed too. Fuck's going to stop it. I'm mind controlled. You bitch. Alright.
See a stone to call forth.
No! Someone already loaded me. Someone did mass heal on me somehow. Right before I load. Hey,
Destined for great things.
that. +2.
Rejoice.
Look at that. So you get a good group, and then it
Aided
is
the end of all.
pretty fantastic, guys. Fantastic. Boon, circle of bone, finger. 593 ring. What? Oh, fucking 97? Come on. Feels bad, man. Oh, well, there's the ring. So we did get a 610 out of here. I guess because we beat it so fast? This is a 7. So there's the opportunity for 610 gear out of this. $97, I rolled a 64. Thanks some likes and a follow. Oh my god, thanks, Arwood. We're only doing 7s right now, but once again, I don't completely out-gear stuff, and we're pugging, so that's definitely a difficulty increaser right there.
Another interruption.
Another pair of oh, wait, what? Why did I get 613s? Why did I get 613 bracers, guys? Guess just the weekly? Well, we got bracers tonight. That's nice. These were actually lower-ish level. Still need a ring, but that doesn't really matter. Stat-wise, rings, neck have like nothing on them. Eye level increase. Yeah. Still got a belt, but it's not better than the belt they currently have. Okay, so we did get a pair of, we get a pair of gloves. Wrists here? Not gloves. Got a wrist here. And we have hands. So we got a small increase tonight, but once again, it's still into the same thing. So this is from a weekly. So that's not something you can do regularly, much in the same way the vault isn't something you can do regularly. And there was... we get out this last one. So they got, because we beat the timer, got a ring that was a 610, which is definitely an upgrade for me for most. Actually, I mean, I do have a lot of 606s. It's a 4 eye level upgrade. It just seems big. 610, 610. This, I believe, was someone's quest. Got a hero. Not the stats I was looking for, though. Chris. So, I mean, potentially we could do delves, guys, and we could get a 610 piece out of it, but Delves, like, we'd have to do 4 delves, potentially to get a 610. And it really doesn't even look like it's worth it. Well, we boosted our rating quite a bit. We went from like 700 to 1800, just purely because we're actually doing it. Threads. We could do 7s now. Maybe we could even do 8s. So Necrotic Wake, Siege, City of Threads. What? Siege, City, Necrotic. Tried City and I got one shot by the boss. Oh, let's take a look at our stats here too. So we traded off. We're getting what, 3.6 to 4.2% of my damage on Hammer of the Righteous. Blessed Hammer does exactly as much damage. Holy shit, guys. Blessed Hammer is doing almost identical amounts of damage to Hammer of the Righteous, only it doesn't have prerequisite, and then it also debuffs him. There's no fucking way. I thought I was deprioritizing Judgment. Judgment's still 9.8%. Yeah. What the fuck is that? I thought there... So, the trade-off between Hammer of the Righteous and Blessed Hammer is that the Hammer of the Righteous is supposed to do more damage, right? But the Blessed Hammer makes them do less melee, and you get an extra charge. Which you don't need, mind you, because there's so much GC spam this expansion pack with Paladins. You just basically have... You always have something to click. Which means you don't need the one extra charge, it doesn't matter. Which, once again, I think Word of Glory should be off the GC. I think Word of Glory is... too utilitarian right now. It's much like Consecrate and Shield of the Righteous. Shield of the Righteous is non-GC. Global cooldown. Bait? I mean, still taking Word of Reprisal might be a good idea. Because it's only 20% damage, but it's 4% of my damage, so it's not really... I lose 0.2%-ish in exchange for whatever else I want to pick up. Do Spell Warding, we could do Ardent Defender. Holy Shield probably wouldn't be bad. Spells are stuff that kills you pretty readily. Magic damage is usually the stuff that kills you, where melee is consistent damage. Haste is like nothing. 8%. Nice utility because a lot of stuff functions off Consecrate. Helping other people, don't care. Fuck you. If I didn't fuck up my set piece, guys, we would have a 4-piece set this week. Yeah, I didn't mess it up. I thought the bracers gave you set piece and they don't. Huge waste. You can't refund it either. Blocks at 51%. That's pretty good. But really, you don't want to chance blocking something that kills you with the boss. So, yeah. I really, really, really wish they kept restatting in the game. If you guys remember, I think they got rid of it in MOP. You used to be able to restat pieces of gear. You could take the secondary stat, so like versatility and mastery, and basically split it in half. And then the other half of the stat you can put into whatever you want. It was actually really cool. And I'm pretty sure MOP, maybe it's, no, Warlord's a Drainer, I think, the one before Legion is when they got rid of it. Along with getting rid of basically the majority of your gemming, the majority of your enchanting, basically all the stuff that, all the stuff that was cool in the game. They got rid of that basically around the same time. In addition to, I think it was expansion pack later, so Legion, I think is when they got rid of side stats, so dodge, you know, secondary stats that you could get benefit from, intellect as a paladin, they just got rid of them. So you can't have your primary, like a stat other than your primary one anymore. Making balancing too much of a pain in the ass for them. You can't do that, guys. Might leave it for now too. Could go haste. Haste is like just like damage, but it doesn't do anything. Mastery and crit, even though I go into them, have defensive possibilities for them too. Haste is just like purely a DPS stat. Strength also gives you parry. Just faster casting. Oh, let's see how many how much currency we got too. So that was a 7. Upgraded my keystone. Not that I'd use my keystone, but... feels bad, man. Like, last expansion pack, Dragonflight, guys, other expansion packs in general, we just did keys till I was bored with them because you could keep getting better and better gear. The gear escalator in this expansion pack, I think, is gated behind crests as opposed to just doing keys. And they slowed it down even more, which makes it boring. And I think we hit the crest gear escalator as opposed to just drop gear escalator. Here's my duplicate cape. Yay! Okay, let's see. I mean... go brick someone's key. I'll see if we're going to brick someone's key. Well, let's find out. We're limit testing, guys. I'd actually say, like, you know, the weird thing is, guys, like, DPS can legit be carried. They can legit be carried by good tanks and heals, right? But if you're a tank and you don't have the gear, or a healer and you don't have the gear, even if you're good, you just kind of hit it like a soft barrier that you can't get past. Where you can skirt by, like, earlier we had the tank that's doing less damage than me. He had, like, 5% less damage than me in overall. Yeah. Alright, let's see. Like I said, it's kind of sad, because I've been relatively enjoying it. I enjoyed Dragonflight more than this expansion pack, but it's still fun. Dragonflight the Dragon grinding was a lot of fun. Your teammate knows where they're going. It's all fun and games till you find out the blind's leading the blind.
I will tolerate these fiends in my temple no longer. See that they are dealt with.
I don't know where the entrance to the dungeon is. Oh, right here. Yep.
I got the best deals anywhere!
All right. When you get rid of those last couple pieces of gear, people get a lot more flexible.
Of the void.
Even though the pieces of gear that I had that were kind of left over was like my shit pieces.
Yet another of the Kyrian's loyal servants. Have you come here to be slaughtered as well? This temple was merely the first to fall. Soon, all of Bastion will burn.
I think we have to go through the front anyway, so maybe we want to go to the side area. Front area. Nope. Not a good sign. I just triple word of glory myself. Oh. Unprompted. Good.
Do you see it? To call forth the darkness.
So usually we go around the side, the outside edge, which another group showed me earlier. But almost every single time we do this, we have to do extra trash. So we're just gonna try clearing the front area normally and see what happens at the end. It's also easier to navigate like this too. That's not good. That is most definitely not where he wanted. Well, I mean, we could head it all the way back to the beginning, as long as the healer doesn't get line of sighted. Stairs.
Do you see a stone?
Yep.
Each flesh will be irked to know you destroyed his prize creation. No, I am sure he would gladly take your limbs as repayment.
They don't stack anymore, so we don't need to worry about the spears. Oh my god! So many procs! Hammers objectively just look cooler than Hammer the Righteous does anyways. Oh. healer debuffed us right away, or remove the scream right away. When you kite him up there, you get pushed into the blob of mobs.
Do you see it? A stone to call forth the darkness.
3 DPS. There's really no downside to this.
Face me, Necromancer. Thanatos will be avenged.
I'm so eager to share your underling's fate. Your vaunted courage will be your doom. Your temple lies in ruin. Your brethren are butchered. You have already lost.
Vile monster!
Stone to call forth the darkness.
I think we'll get trash here later on. I'm asking the group right now if we need more trash. It's very difficult to tell. You need more until you get to the end. %78% before upstairs. Okay. Is there an add-on that just tells people how much trash you need? Did I type in?
Do you see it? A stone to call forth the darkness.
You will be brought to justice! You dare deny me the sky? Then I shall answer in kind!
Kill ads.
Foolish paragon.
Actually, I think they're just talking about the boss.
There's nothing you can do to stop us. No
What?
matter. My minions are endless. My soldiers rise once more.
Hammers just floating around, by the way, are also great for gathering aggro on just random mobs that just happen to be floating around that you don't have aggro on.
Will reduce you to dust. With sacrifice comes victory.
So far tonight we've had pretty good groups. Maybe I just lucked out the last couple days? I don't know.
My soldiers rise once more.
Do you see it?
Oh!
A stone to call forth the darkness.
Bone tag will reduce.
Why the
you
fuck
to
did
dust.
Vulker not pop? What? Pretty sure it's below 30%.
One final
They gawked.
of service.
Like, you can see the cooldown for Verkle if it pops, but it's not there.
My soldiers rise once more!
Now it did. Volker?
He will use
Your arrival proved timely, yet the battle rages on.
Okay.
We
I guess I'll take
cannot
that
rest
one.
until these invaders are purged
Now
from
this
our
group, look at this,
skies.
look at the DPS, I only have 12%, right?
We
Compared to the last group.
have
Oh, this is a
all
boss
the
fight.
corpses we need, Stitch Flesh. Prepare to strike at the next temple.
Just a moment longer. It seems that the parts for my new creation have arrived at last.
See it? A stone to call forth the darkness.
Yeah.
A stone.
All right. Use Eye tier more, guys. I always forget about Eye tier. I remember Ardent Defender, I remember Gok, but I never remember Eye tier. I think this is newer.
Materials are in need of processing.
All right.
Incompetent oafs. Gorgrind, try not to damage those limbs whilst you tear them off.
A stone to call forth the darkness.
Got ourselves some armament. Maybe I should change from blue. It seems like there's a lot of blue this expansion pack. Maybe get rid of the shield and go condom instead, or star.
How vexing! Rotspew, get to work and don't fail me like your predecessor!
Guy has a shit aura that we need to stay away from. After. You know, I was watching people stream the other night the new DBZ game, I'm not a fan of fighting games, like, at all. Like, I fucking hate fighting games. But it looks like they found, like, an in-between between, like, an actual, like, real fighting game, like Mortal Kombat or something, and, like, something people can just enjoy that are just kind of more casual, which is pretty perplexing, because usually it's not something that actually, like, ever happened. I guess maybe you could say, like, Smash Party is kind of like that.
Put your corpse to you. I'll have you in stitches.
Well,
I must preserve your parts for later.
got it.
Out. I'm the one who made you.
Andy and shit.
Simple instructions of gas in potential. My constructs can handle you on their own.
Oh.
No! That one was my favorite. I must preserve your parts for later.
And Paladin got me with their low? Not the healer.
Imbecile! I'm the one.
There's a lot of healers, by the way, that when you're low on HP immediately go for mitigation. When it's basically you need to... You actually need
Greatest was yet.
heals at that point. Like, you need massive heals as opposed to mitigation, because you're past the point of mitigation.
Bastion shall be laid to waste. None can escape the storm. I have had enough of you.
I might run out of mana. Rah-rah, Scoots.
None can escape the storm.
I think I'm actually gonna run out of mana this fight.
Do you see?
I was looking at everyone else's mana, I didn't even check my own.
Had enough of you. None can escape the storm.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna run out of mana before the fight's over. That's not where we want to be. What should we do?
None can escape the storm.
Paladins really don't have any mana regaining abilities anymore, so you're just kind of expected not to run out of mana.
Had enough of you.
Which we wouldn't have if I used mana before the boss pull.
None can escape the storm.
A stone to call forth the darkness. I told you that you
Oh, we didn't.
destined for great things. Rejoice, for you
Yes.
have aided the end of all
Legs.
things.
Alright, so we did get a ring drop, but someone needed it, so. Great take. Oh, wait. Compliment. Never happen as a tank. Wait, I got a compliment, guys. You gotta see. Just hang on here. I got a compliment. Look. Great tanking, by the way. Look at this right here, guys. Look at this right here. Great tanking, by the way. This is one of the highest difficulties we've done. By the way. Yeah, this is actually our best run so far. Great tanking, by the way. You see that, guys? You see? Look at this. I'm just going to point this out because it rarely happens, and I feel as though it is important to point out the rare case in which you actually get a compliment in World of Warcraft. Great tanking, by the way. Ah, I feel so warm and fuzzy inside. And it's not because I was with your mom last night. Oh, that's good. So as I mentioned before, I think that was a 7, and then we got 610 hero gear from it. So I think because we beat the timer, I didn't die once. Because we beat the timer, we also had exactly the right amount of trash to pull, by the way. Apparently the guy said he needs 78% before upstairs. $889, guys. 2K. Our lowest so far is Stone, Siege, and City. And we are still missing our ring, I guess. Ring is still one of our lowest items. Pretty soon it's going to be 600s, although we just got gear. Bracer does 600. Freeze. By the way, I don't think I've seen a weapon or shield drop for one-hands since like once. I think I've only seen one. As I mentioned before, weapons and shields are incredibly rare. When we did Mythic Zeros, we had like 2 drop, and then since we've done keys, we've had none. So, yeah. The shitty thing is, guys, if you don't have like a level close, they don't look at your other stuff. They only look at the fucking dungeon that you're going to. They don't look at the other dungeons. Greater IO. Alright. Well, what can go wrong, guys? This is the instance where I instantly die on the first boss if we get one tapped, so... Yeah. Let's see. Here too.
Any lucky dude.
A lot of other realms, guys, are so different than my realm. Even though we're technically, my realm is a high pop realm, it most definitely does not feel that way.
Do you have a query?
Because my realm is comprised, connected server is comprised of 11 basically dead realms that died out. Like, we didn't really have a single big realm, even though, like, my realm that I'm on is it used to be a large realm. It's not anymore. It was a large realm at launch, like vanilla. Randomly asking me if I need gear. What is this? Bop, too. Is someone from the last group? Oh, is it, I don't know if I can mail them to him. Are quitting. Someone basically found out that they needed the pants that I had, which they could have asked when the group was still there, and they didn't. And now they're trying to get the pants from me afterwards. And the entire group disbanded. Alright, well, that didn't work. Okay. It gets more difficult. Oh, we got one. That guy's like, did I just go into his instance? People have weird characters in their name, it makes it difficult. No. Target them. Alright. Well. Twilight, Tyrgid Sound, I believe is where we need to go. Yes. This is the instance in Borealis-ish. And they kicked us from the group, apparently. Let's see. Is that the same one? I can't tell if that was actually the group that I just left. I'll find out. They can decline me. Ooh. Well, we'll find out. This might be terrible, guys. Lots of oceanic groups right now. We might be out of luck, too. It's pretty late. Yeah, we might be past prime, guys. Everyone went to bed. And it's going to get hard to pick groups, and people are going to be more and more cranky. And then doing stupid shit, and then blaming everyone. It's usually the way it goes towards bedtime. Well... Right. If we don't get anything here, we're going to, call it.
I have...
Shame, like those groups that we had earlier really makes me think we can do much higher than a 6. But we've also basically had very similar gearing to what we have now and had absolutely terrible experiences. So, yeah. I don't know. Almost 4, too. Well, yeah, I think it's going to still take us a little bit to get a group, and even if we get in now, it's still going to be another half an hour if things go well. I think we're going to call things here for this evening, guys. Game doesn't want us to have a group, and like I mentioned before, people get cranky towards early morning hours, so things are only going to get worse. So, lots of oceanic groups right now, too, and we most definitely could find one but I don't even know if I want one now. I don't even know if I want one now. We actually got some new gear tonight, guys. It didn't really help much in terms of our eye level. Once again, our eye level pretty much just stagnated at this point. Yeah, so... I think we're going to call things here tonight, guys. I think Blessed Hammer was a good upgrade in terms of some mitigation. Mainly with packs. I don't think it matters for bosses at all. They're hitting you so hard with melee anyways. It doesn't do shit. So, the debuff doesn't do shit. 21,000. Absolutely nothing. Okay. Well, we had some good instances tonight, guys. We raised the mythic level quite a bit as well. Getting up those last couple that weren't rated, also big deal. But even then, we're getting declined for instances. I'm pretty sure, once again, because your level you're going for is so much lower than the level you've done, they just decline you. People look for any which way. It's also kind of why Raider IO is kind of a bad tool. Well, I do think gear level actually has purpose, because it does. Like, you can only pick through the chaff so much before you're basically just nitpicking at stuff that doesn't matter. Like, people not knowing fights, people not standing and shit basically matters infinitely more than their gearing. It's a little bit different with the healer and the tank, though, because obviously I'll be getting hit harder, which then just, even if I know the fight, like, it's just not going to matter, right? But there's a lot of people that just over nitpick about stuff, especially when you get to higher level dungeons, and it doesn't even matter. So... they're just like, you just have to keep trying. You just have to keep bashing your head against the wall. There's like no way to sort through people. There's too many people, and there's no way of actually doing it unless you know the people. Like, they're part of your guild. That's the only way to actually sort through the chaff, is just by knowing the people that you're dungeons with. And that's obviously a much longer process than just picking people in dungeon. It's also why it actually just feels like, I don't know why this isn't on the keys, by the way. I legit don't know why this is not on keys. It's not on the dungeon finder. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. You just do it, and then if people fail at it, you just can't do it. You just go out and do another one. You just redo. Back to main menu, do it over again. There's not really much more to it besides that, though. So. That's just the way it is, guys. We're going to call things here for this evening, guys. Tonight will be more of World of Warcraft, guys. Probably doing, trying to up our score here a bit. Once again, it feels like, as we talked about at the beginning of the stream here, and it's kind of the disappointing part of this expansion pack, it feels like they've supplanted doing mythics, like just like ratcheting up your gear score by doing the mythics and getting drops with crests. The majority of your gear upgrades are generally from crests now. Like, not from majority from, but like it's like the only way to kind of reliably gear up. Like doing diff 6 and like we're doing diff 7 and those are dropping 610s, right? But that was also beating the timer, so getting a good group. And if we don't beat the timer or we get close to it, then we don't even get the 610s, which aren't even that big of upgrades for me. Like, I'm at 606 right now, average eye level, so like it gives me a 4 eye level boost. It's like absolutely nothing, and unfortunately it's much more the dungeons are much more unforgiving, and like you're just getting hit much harder as a tank. It's just like it's not there. So the only reliable way of actually gearing up right now is through crests, and crests are extremely slow. Extremely slow to get crests. So, and then even if you get the crests, you have to go through and like farm valor stones, because you get crests faster than you get valor stones from dungeons, which is pretty insane. But yeah, you actually end up in a scenario where you need valor stones, and then you have to go farm them. Lesser currency you have to go farm, you just don't get them from the dungeon. Even though you get some, you actually get it at a slower rate than the crests from the dungeon for the upgrades. So, I don't know. And obviously we can't even get, like, Gilded's, like, diff 7 or diff 8. And, like, I need Gilded to actually upgrade, like, meaningful upgrades as diff 8. And I don't think I can even do them well. We'll see. I mean, tonight we did diff 7s, and they're not relatively easy, in my opinion, but we also had good... group members, both DPS and healers. Except for one, we had that druid, which was either bad or just had bad gear, one of the two. Like, if you look at this, like, you literally need... I need Gilded Harbinger Crest to upgrade any of my, like, meaty stuff. So... I don't know, guys. It just kind of, like, it feels like we hit the gear ramp. We hit the gear escalator where things slow down, which is around 606, because I can't get higher. I can get 1,610 from a delve if I get lucky and get a map. So I made RNG into a delve. 610 piece, which, once again, isn't even that big of an upgrade anymore. Or, well, that's it, because delves give 606s, right? So that's it. And maybe I'll get a 610 out of the dungeons I'm doing right now, but probably, possibly not. Just kind of, yeah. So, where's my upgrade path? Only upgrade path is crests, and that's it. So, yeah, like I said, it feels like this is the ramp. It goes like this, and then you go to mythics, and you, like, you know, get up to here. Uldir was insane. That was like easy 597s, and then it slows down, and then we hit an even slower ramp right now, which is crest grind now. So, I don't know, guys. Either way, we'll play World of Warcraft tonight here. We'll do some more, just more interested in upgrading our mythic dungeon level than anything. Mainly because it's lower. Just upgrade some of our lower tier shit here to some of our higher tier shit. And that's pretty much it. So, yeah. Maybe we'll do delves, unlock the extra slots. It doesn't really matter. And this is, you can get one 616, 610 piece of gear from your weekly, right? But that's it. 613, 616, and we could get a couple from our delves, but there's one piece. That's it. You just get one, and then it's over. So, yeah. And then I also have to replace my helmet at some point here. And the thread, for instance, for, which the game doesn't even tell you, by the way, how you get this, which is obviously every 2 weeks. Well, not obviously, it's every 2 weeks. Yeah. Then if you actually want to upgrade another piece of gear, you have to wait another 2 weeks to get another set piece. Not that it matters, because crest grind is so slow to begin with. Highly doubt we're actually going to get a new weapon or shield this expansion pack. It's just kind of, that stuff's just kind of set in stone. Shield and weapon drops are very rare, mainly because these are the most beneficial items out of all the items you have. As your weapon, and then obviously as a tank, a shield is also very, very meaty. Most beneficial items here. Followed maybe by trinkets, and then also by your major pieces of gear, which is your chest, head, and legs. But mainly your weapon, which is a lot of your DPS, as well as your shield matters a lot. So, the game is very, very stingy with weapon drops and offhand drops, because you benefit a lot from them. So obviously Blizzard doesn't want to give them to you, because then you might enjoy your game, so... Alright guys, we're going to call things here for this evening, guys. Tonight will be more of World of Warcraft, so you guys have to look forward to, and I look forward to. If you are new to the stream, you enjoy things, we had some pretty solid runs tonight. Make sure you hit the follow button on your select platform. I stream to Kick, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, as well as TikTok. Every day, from late night to early morning, GMT-6, so late night North America time. I usually stream for about 5 to 6 hours, give or take. Depends on my life, what's happening, etc., etc., guys. We're out of here for this evening, guys. Hopefully we'll get on earlier tonight, and... thanks. Either ways, guys, thanks for watching my stream as always, and I hope you guys have a wonderfully fantastic Thursday night and Friday morning. Have a good day, guys.